What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, today we're going to be looking at a video from Anton Daniels. And apparently, a lot of women are trying to go to Afrotech to find husbands. Look at this shit.
Okay, so as we're all aware now, Afrotech is in Houston this time, right? And I've been seeing a lot of tweets specifically from men complaining that there's like dating panels and people are talking about on here, oh, like I'm looking for the men, or, I'm looking for a fine woman, complaining. And the point I'm going to make, I'm going to relate it to DC men, specifically DC men in tech. Follow me. What these two genres.
How do y'all make a group of men in a particular area a monolith? So is DC men any different from Florida guys or Texas tech workers? I never understood that. That is so weird to me how people just completely just be like, oh, I'm just going to talk about DC men in particular. Like, what does that even mean? As human beings, people tend to all really look for the same thing. And so I don't know if DC's culture in the tech world is so much different than the tech world where it is in Ohio. But I don't know. Let's continue. Let's just hear the whole thing.
Of men share, right, is they constantly complain that they can't find somebody on their level, or someone that's not going to use them for the money, even though, okay, whatever, we'll get into that. Or they're constantly working tireless hours, which is preventing them from dating.
That's
and
universal.
So because they fear and think that women are only chasing them for their money,
that's universal,
that they don't have the time whatsoever to go date, even though they do be dating and they be ruining women's lives. Okay.
All right, I can already see the bitterness in these people, and so when they say stuff like this, that means that they're unable to remove their bias, which then tells you that their judgment is compromised. They can't tell you and tell the story and just give whatever it is that they think. Then they have to throw a bunch of other stuff inside of there, and I don't even understand how all of these women can start to think for men and tell you how men think in particular. Who told you this? And which DC men? I'd love to bring them to the front of the congregation and have this conversation. Which everything she said is universal. So there's no shortage of guys across the spectrum that all feel the same way. It's not just guys in DC. These is guys that are highly productive in particular. So guys that are highly productive don't have time to be focusing on women. And so they organically meet or they network with the people. And this is the way that you're supposed to find your wife, or supposed to align yourself with a group of people that's going in the direction that you're going in. You align with like minds in similar industries and similar spaces. And so as a result, you dedicate yourself to your bag, which then prevented you from being one of these pookies or dudes that have got a bunch of kids out of wedlock. In particular, they tend to be smarter. And that's a reflection of everything that's happening inside of their life. More importantly, I am concerned. And why is it that every single thing black, which I am not necessarily a fan of, because I think that it's discriminatory in its practice. Because if you said white tech, then people would be pissed off. But that's a whole other conversation. We hear now. But how come every single, it doesn't matter if it's a tech vendor, it doesn't matter if it's no matter what it is, some conference. Don't matter if it's Afro beats, Afro tech, Afro. Anytime you got an Afro out here, then it's always gonna be something with regard to box. Now, I'm not saying that box is not prevalent in society. It happens everywhere. It happens at every conference. I've been to conferences. There wasn't an Afrotech, but I've been to all kind of conferences and everything. There, you can go to CES. You can go to, and I'll be at CES in January, by the way. You can go to any single event. You can go to Comic-Con, and there's people that's, eventually going to get boxed. But that's not the primary reason for you to be there. I don't see anybody on social media, and I'm going to rewind this, and I'm going to let her get her whole thought out. So I'm going to just replay this whole thing because I want to get it all, all in its full context. And I always like to link back to the content creators, so I'm definitely going to do that. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, T. Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. That link is in the description. And get your tickets in the description. And come and kick it with me December 14th 2024, end of my last show of the year, and it's gonna be awesome. Discount code Anton. You're gonna get at least 20% off your ticket. It's gonna be dope. But it's like, that's not the primary reason why you're supposed to be there. You're supposed to be there to learn new technologies, to link up with like minds, possibly create a startup, get venture capital funding, learn a new skill, meet with employers. There's so many other things for you to tap into. But I'm starting to see a lot of women that ain't even in tech and don't even have a tech degree, don't have an interest in it whatsoever, or a STEM field, and they're finding themselves in these spaces trying to get chose. Okay, so Afrotech has basically become the new club. It's the new strip club. Got it. Let me get the full context. I'm going to let her rock the entire time. I'm going to put a link in the description to her profile, and then we're going to come back and we're going to break this down.
Now, Afrotech.
My thing is this. These women are literally willing to do anything they can to find a man instead of doing what they're supposed to do to find a man and to keep a man. And here's the thing. They want to find a man and they want him to chase them. But they don't want to compete for a man they want to compete for a man that's going to be their husband. And they willing to go to Afrotech just to find a husband, but they aren't willing to do. It's all about the bag. Let's just face it. That's the only thing they want. The bag.
Tech is in Houston this time, right? And I've been seeing a lot of tweets specifically from men complaining that it's, there's like dating panels and people are talking about on here, oh, like I'm looking for the men, or, I'm looking for a fine woman, complaining. And the point I'm going to make, I'm going to relate it to DC men, specifically DC men in tech. Follow me. What these two genres of men share, right, is they constantly complain that they can't find somebody on their level, or someone that's not going to use them for the money, even though, okay, whatever, we'll get into that. Or they're constantly working tireless hours, which is preventing them from dating. And so because they fear and think that women are only chasing them for their money and that they don't have the time whatsoever to go date, even though they do be dating and they be ruining women's lives, okay? They become very strict, and now all of a sudden it's anti-fun. Oh, this is a professional setting. Why is there dating panels? First off, a lot of the rhetoric you say is, oh, I don't have time for the dating. I don't know how to find someone within my career and my field. And then here you are with the panel to help you with dating. Mind you, they're not just doing it here at Afrotech. They do it at a lot of conferences. They do it in medicine conferences, because what do doctors be doing? They be working tireless hours too. Second, now you're in a space, and this is also relating back to DC, because there is a lot of successful Black women in DC, women in general, but I'm making it specific to Black. You're in a space where there's a lot of successful women. You think you're the only one that paid for you to be at this conference? You suddenly think that everybody was sponsored to be at this conference? No, some people paid out of pocket to be here and are in tech roles and don't mind finding a little love while they're doing it. So now this is for
what is up with all of the animations and all that?
If you there and you want to network, but you also want to find your love, your husband, your wife, do so. I support you. I really do, and have the best fucking time. Like, everything don't have to be.
I'm gonna be honest with you, gentlemen. Be careful of these type of women, because these very type of women that get your ass, and then they'll fuck you over in the end. That whole black love thing that a lot of these women are on, or trying to find, or black women that are on this whole black love, trying to find a black nerd to take care of them. Most of these women got bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies. They ain't a good woman, because you shouldn't have to go to a specific event just to find a good man. If you know you choose shitty men, then you are a shitty person. A lot of these women don't think like that, but they want you to. They want to go to an event to find a good man. Man, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody doing that shit. And hell, this year, well, next year, 2025. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I might, I might try to see if I can go to the the Black Manosphere Conclave next year for 2025 in September. I actually might go. Because the thing is, I need to get around a lot of black men that think like me and have the same mindset as me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I actually might consider attending the Black Male Conclave next year. Cause it's just like it's not even to find a woman. It's to find a peace of mind that I can actually be around men just like me. But anyways, I'll talk more on that later on probably. But I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening and thank you guys for watching the channel. Bye guys.